What's up, everyone? This is Commander Potter of the North Coast Fleet. Welcome back to another episode of World of Warships Blitz with North Coast Fleet Warships. I'd like to apologize for the slack in the videos. The transition to night shift jobs, and I've also been struggling with a bit of a sinus infection the last couple of days. You'll probably still hear some sniffles and some coughs throughout the course of this video. Get the volume out of the way here. That's going to be obnoxious. I'm going to try to barrel through this one again. I'm up to multiple takes again. The DU screen recorder. When I go to, if I try to go to like piece together bits of videos to get, a nice smooth sequenced video, it takes hours and hours and hours. So for the sake of just, I really want to get you guys these videos. I really want to get this content out there for you. So I'm just going to get through these. I'm going to make these work somehow or another. I'm going to get this to you. But anyway, so I apologize for the slack in videos, but I'm here today, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a showcase on the Tier 6 Nurnberg. This is my favorite ship that I've unlocked so far in the game. And when I got back from work this morning, I was seeing a bunch of woes and a bunch of misery of the world of destroyers and world of torpedoes, etc., etc. And the match video that I have isn't so much a showcase on the world of destroyers, but it's kind of we kind of want to use this as a little bit of a pro tip pointer on how to avoid torpedoes, at least. And I'm going to start by saying, quick tip, don't drive in a straight line. If you have a destroyer, if you have a cruiser that you know is capable of launching torpedoes, that is turning broadside within 5 to 6 kilometers, you can pretty much guarantee they're going to be dropping torpedoes at you. Now, if you continue to drive in a straight line, that little white aiming cone that they get is going to guide their torpedoes right into your path, and you're going to take those torpedoes. But if you turn, you're probably going to dodge them, as you'll see in the match that I've got coming up. So I'm hoping that this will be kind of a little pro tip. I've had a bunch of ideas for videos bouncing around in my head. I'm going to do a spotlight, a full ship spotlight video on the Nurnberg, the same way I did with my last one with the New Mexico, the Wonder Ship video, for those of you that watched that. I want to do, my next spotlight is going to be for the Nurnberg. As I said, she's absolutely my favorite ship so far. And then the one after that, I'm thinking I'm going to probably do one on the Fuso, because I've seen a lot of people on the Blitz page are really in love with the Fuso. I'm in love with the Fuso. I've actually had Nurnberg a lot longer. I've got like 200 plus battles in the Nurnberg. I don't even have 100 in the Fuso yet. And the Fuso is already elite. And so you can see, how much more dedication I've been putting into leveling up the Fuso. But the Nurnberg, even though she's not elite, I'm only one blueprint off. Not one blueprint. I'm one upgrade off of elite for the Nurnberg. I need 10 more blueprints. That's going to take a while. But she's almost there. But I wanted to do a quick spotlight on Nurnberg today, just to kind of summarize a couple things I wanted to talk about with what I saw on the Facebook page this morning. And so I'm going to have a couple videos upcoming to stay tuned for. I will have a ship spotlight on the Nurnberg, and I'm going to do a ship spotlight on the Fuso. And as always, if you guys have anything you want to see, I've got an extra ship slot that I can play around with. The Tier 5 Königsberg there is kind of in an extra ship slot. I also have enough gold to buy another one, so I can actually expand my shipyard again. So if you guys, again, as always, if you guys have anything specific you want to see from Tier 1 to 6, I don't have anything past Tier 6 yet, but from Tier 1 to 6, if there's anything you want to see, anything you want to see discussed, any questions you have, any kind of gameplay you want to see, let me know, please. Leave it in the comments on my YouTube channel, leave it in a Facebook comment, anywhere, and, because that's the whole thing about content contribution, from what I've seen, is it's getting the viewers what they want to see. So unless I know what you guys want to see, I'm kind of just guessing and spitballing here and kind of trying to do my best. So any comments, any feedback is awesome. You guys let me know what you want to see, and I'll do my best to accommodate. But without further ado, I'm going to get into what I have today, and that's the Nurnberg. I'm going to give you a couple quick stats on her. Now, as a quick, fun reference, my Tier 5 Kirov, which I retired my last video, the retirement of the Kirov, her main battery reload time, Tier 5, was a little over 11 seconds. My reload time here at Tier 6 in my Nurnberg is 8.2. So 3 seconds faster on the reload is, it's substantially faster. It's noticeably faster. The main battery AP damage is about 100 points lower, about 75 points lower maybe. But when you can pump out quicker fire, it's that whole balance. Quicker rate of fire, more damage. The quicker rate of fire, I actually like the quicker rate of fire more, because if you miss or if you don't get that full salvo to hit, you can get another one out there quicker. Personal preference, personal play style. I won't get into that too much. Also, her torpedoes are extremely deadly at close range. I've had a lot of destroyer captains thinking that they can chase me in the Nurnberg, and I basically just turn and burn while using my aft 2 turrets. You can see how her guns are loaded out here. She's got the 1 turret forward and the 2 turrets aft. So if I get a destroyer that decides to get a wild hare to come after me and go 1v1, I'll basically just turn away from him and run, but I'm firing my rear guns the whole time. And he's only going to be able to slowly catch up with me because I have a pretty decent speed in this ship. Her max speed is, as you'll see here, 32.23 knots. So for all you destroyer captains, compare that to your top speed and tell me how fast you're really going to be able to catch up with me. Now, depending on the range, if they decide to try to chase me down from 6 or 7 kilometers away, generally they're going to have to get pretty close to drop their torpedoes. Now, by the time those destroyers come within 3 or 4 kilometers, I can make a quick little angled turn, and I can drop my torpedoes in the water, and trust and believe that my torpedoes against a destroyer, you can see there the damage, 3,105. If I get 3 of my 6 torpedoes into you, you're pretty much toast, because I've already been chipping away at you with the guns. And when I say chipping away, I mean slapping you in the face with very tightly clustered salvos of AP shells that are doing massive amounts of damage. So anyway, I'm not going to try to ramble too much on about all the personal play styles, everything else. I'm going to try to move on and get into the match that I have. I want to cover real quick. I'm going to go into my equipment setup. I'm running main battery modification 1. Obviously, the big golden point, the strong point of this ship is her guns. I've posted a few things in the Facebook page. I've had over 200, I think it was like over 230 main battery hits with my Nurnberg in one match. I mean, it's, for me, a good match in my Nurnberg. I have at least 100 main battery hits. If I get 100 main battery hits, I feel I had a decent match. That's that. That's me personally. So for me, the strong point that I play on this ship here is the main battery modification for that plus 20% traverse speed. And then my other 2 equipment slots are going to improve the maneuverability with the propulsion mod for the 20% acceleration and power system survivability, and then steering gear modification for 15% traverse acceleration and minus 25% steering gear repair time. Think about the steering gear getting destroyed. That right there, I mean, you can ignore a single fire. Sometimes you can ignore a flood. You want to wait. Like if you get flooded, but you see dive bombers incoming, or you're taking HE salvos, sometimes you wait. You want to catch a fire, put them both out. But that steering gear goes out. That's a big one. Your steering gear or your power system, either of those go out, and you're a sitting duck. You're either going in circles, you're driving in a straight line, or you're just dead in the water. So, going for the main battery traverse, power system, propulsion, and steering gear for maneuverability. And so without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into the match that I have for you guys. I figure out somehow. There it is. Okay. Technical difficulties. So I'm going to get into this match. Now, I'm going to pause here on the scoreboard real quick. So I had a match directly, the match right before this one. I'd actually teamed up with a guy on my friends list real quick, and I got dragged into a tier 8 match, and there was 3 of the new Prince Eugen premium German cruisers. I had not seen them before. I had never been in a match with one before. Obviously, I'm in tier 6, so when I'm running, the highest I'll see is tier 7s. I've fought many a York. I've sunk a couple of Yorks. I had not encountered the Prince Eugen, so I was like, cool, I got my camera rolling, I'll try my best here, but I got pulled into almost a full tier 8 match. and I didn't get the kill. I did manage to do a major assist on bringing down one of the Eugens. He got a torpedo salvo into me at close range, though, and then I was polished off by, I think it was a Colorado finished me off from long range. So, kind of a disappointing match. I think I had like 18k damage, but tier 8, it was pretty intense. It was the first time I'd seen the Eugen. But then I came back in, so not really the best video material. So I went in to go try again. I just went into a solo match, and I was blessed by the matchmaking RNG and was given this tier 5 match. And this one went pretty well. This one was fun. And so I'm going to loop back around, and I'm going to cover, like I said, what I saw in the Facebook post this morning. I want to talk about the woe of the world of destroyers and the world of torpedoes. So the pro tip being, if you know that there is a ship launching torpedoes at you, don't sail in a straight line. The little white aiming cone that the majority of captains that are launching torpedoes are using is giving that aiming cone is giving you a lead on their current heading and direction. And if that changes whatsoever after they drop their torpedoes in that white aiming cone becomes null and void. And, if it's only a minor course correction, they're probably still going to take a lot of those torpedoes. But if you pull a complete 180-degree turn, and you're far enough away, or you turn sharp enough, or you do something quick enough, you're going to dodge torpedoes quite easily. And you're going to see I have two, actually, the first one I've had many times, from destroyers, from cruisers, and it's just kind of base simple, what I'm talking about, the base simple mechanic of dodging torpedoes. The second one was actually kind of, I was impressed, and was the reason that I actually wanted to get this match on camera, because I've only got a handful of times that I've actually seen this happen. What you'll see, my second torpedo dodge, I've only managed to pull this style of dodge off a handful of times in this game. So you'll see here I've engaged this Omaha, and so he's turned to avoid beaching himself on that island, but now he's going to turn back, and he's going to broadside back towards me again. And he's coming within, he's just under 6 kilometers now, and so now I'm, Omaha, cruiser, torpedoes, I'm sensing torpedoes in the water. And so I'm kind of pushing it. I'm kind of stretching my luck here. I'm trying to keep my rear guns angled on him. And I'm going to fire one last salvo. Now I'm cutting this hard left turn. There's his torpedoes. But he used his white aiming cone, and I adjusted. I turned. If I had sailed in a straight line, yeah, those would have hit me. But I turned. I didn't get the kill there, but I did the majority assist on the damage. So, like I said, dodging torpedoes. Don't drive in a straight line. Case in point. So now I'm going to push over. We're pushing over here towards C. And up here, I believe, is going to pop a destroyer. Now, I had already seen him on the mini-map pop up once, and I knew he was up here. And there he is. So I pop my sonar here just so I make sure that I have my maximum detection on this guy as I'm trying to engage. He's actually outside of the range of my sonar here. So again, driving straight at him. Now I'm going to flip around, and I'm pulling a sketchy maneuver. Also, you'll see the lag here. This got pretty crazy. Ignore that fire. It's one fire. I'm at full health. I'm pulling a sketchy maneuver here. I'm really trying to push and take this cap. So I threw on full reverse, and now I'm backing into the cap, keeping the main battery, my firepower. And this right here, I've only managed to pull this off a handful of times. The magnetic torpedoes, the latent torpedo issues, it's still a thing. But this, I do feel this is starting to make me think that it has improved somewhat, because a lot of the times I'll have that situation, and especially with the lag that I was just encountering, I was pretty stoked that I managed to pull off that dodge right there. So only 22k here, but I did help. We did assist and we did push, and so we've got this whole side of the map, and now we're going to start pushing in towards A and B. So here's another quick tip on these multi-cap matches. So this one, I'm going to pause here for a second. So So there's a couple different types of the multi-caps. There's, where you have two on each side running up the sides like this. And then, there's the ones that you'll have the three caps, spread out in the middle. And then there's one when you start getting to the higher tiers. I've been on it a few times, like tier 7 matches I've had. They'll have like the 4 cap where it's all the islands, everything, it's all spread out. And basically, you'll see a lot of players, a lot of teams, they'll run off and try to take all the caps. And so this one, the tactic here that has really gone down. So you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 ships that are left alive on our team are all on this lower side of the map where we took C and D. The 2 ships that we lost were the ones that lost A and B to the majority of the enemy fleet up there. At this point, Captain Sparrow, the guy that was backing me up with his firepower, he was the guy that's gotten the 2 kills for our team. I've engaged both of those enemy ships. They're both dead. He got both the kills. And now we're basically like squared up evenly on both sides of the map. We divided and conquered, and the stronger fleet on each side took their corresponding side. So the thing is, the key, it's a little bit difficult and it can be a little bit tricky, but the key to dividing your fleet efficiently when you have these multi-cap matches, you want to make sure that you don't just have 1 or 2 ships that are rushing off to one cap, especially not one ship off to a cap by itself. You want to, if you have multi-caps, you want to divide your fleet and focus. If you have 3 caps, you don't want to split either. These are basic military tactics. Say you have A, B, and C. You want to go for either A and B or B and C. Because if you go for A and C, then your fleet is splitting up that much more, and there's going to be that much more distance between your fleet firepower as a group. And it's going to be that much harder for battleships on the other end of the map to be able to come across and give you supporting fire. And in matches like this, if you have, 2 guys go rushing off for C and D, as you saw with 2 guys go off for A and B, and the rest of us went for C and D. So you saw the swap there, and you saw how it turned out. So, without trying to ramble on too much and extend the length of the video, hopefully you kind of get the gist of what I'm saying there. So basically, and it's again sticking to the basic concept of sticking together. The more ships you have close in your vicinity, the stronger firepower you can put out against enemy ships, the more likely, and as hard as it is in these random solo matches when you don't have teammates playing with you, it's obviously super hard to get the focus fire effect on certain ships. But right here, we've done a pretty good job on that New Mexico. We've got a New York coming in up there. But, the New Mexico's taking fire from a bunch of different people. I've got my battleship buddy behind me shooting at him. We've got that destroyer shooting at him. He got focused. He's gone. Oh, not quite, but he will be. There he goes. So we got another Omaha over here. So, you can see what kind of happened. If you look at the mini-map again, the majority of their fleet went around one side of the island, where the majority of our fleet went around the other. And so as the majority of our fleet came around, the remnants of theirs that stayed behind kind of got caught up in our focus fire. And now this Omaha comes back and he's like, oh crap, I got to go help out my battleship. But now he's getting focused. And the destroyer and the battleship that ran around the other side of the island, they're kind of trying to turn around and get us from the rear. But at this point, it's just too late in the match. And at this point, it doesn't even, the cap circles don't even matter because we evened out the cap circles good enough. Kill balance was good enough. And there's only 10 seconds left. It was a close game. It was a well-fought game. But like I said, some quick tips on destroyer, or not necessarily destroyer maybe, but torpedo evasion in general. And then some tactics on divide and conquer efficiently, if we will, on the multi-flag matches. Obviously, if there's only one cap zone, you take it. And if you have, I generally actually will try to play defense. I'm a big scale defensive player when it comes to the one cap zone per team. I will 9 times out of 10, I will play defensively. Like I said, I don't generally play destroyers, and the destroyers are the ones that should be taking the cap. If a destroyer is going for the cap, that's his job. He's fast, he's quick, he's stealthy. That's what he's there for, you know? So I generally play cruisers. I generally play battleships. So 9 times out of 10 in those matches, I'm defending the cap. So I'm sitting there waiting for that destroyer to try to take my cap zone. So, you know, that's personal preference. That's just me. So this match came out pretty well. I had top damage for the match. You saw I had the nameless hero medal there at the end too. You know, so hopefully just some quick pointers and tips on how to evade torpedoes, how to survive torpedoes, and also the whole team tactics for winning at those pesky multi-flag matches. I guess, again, as always, guys, any feedback, any recommendations, anything you want to see, anything you want to hear me talk about, any kind of match, any kind of ship, you know, I'm always open to do whatever I can to get you guys the content you want to see. Again, I apologize for the slack in getting stuff out there. Been work and life and all of this is just it's a jumbled, chaotic mess. But again, I want to give a very heartfelt thank you. Just the number of friends on the Facebook page is just continually climbing. I find myself every day. I'm just sitting here going, "Who are you people? You know what? Why?" You know, like, just why I want the feedback. I want to know why you guys are following. You know, what do you guys want to see? What do you guys want to know? I do hope to get into some more games in the future once this job starts panning out, get some money. I'm hoping eventually I will get into the full World of Warships once I can get myself a computer and get all my equipment set up. I do want to get into streaming. Absolutely want to get into streaming. I would love to be able to stream Blitz. I would love to be able to stream the full World of Warships. I would love to be able to stream World of Warplanes. I've always loved combat flight simulators. I'm also hoping to be able to, speaking of combat flight simulators, for any of you who are familiar with Elite Dangerous, that is one that I'm hoping to stream in the future, and I'm going to be getting into hopefully gameplay of that as well. And that'll be pretty cool because I actually have a substantial amount of experience in that game, but I don't actually have my own account. I was playing on my roommate's account. So when I am able to get back into Elite Dangerous, I will be able to start as an experienced player from the beginning. So I'll be able to start, you know, like, again, for those of you who are familiar with the game, I'll be able to start in the Sidewinder, and I'll be able to start in the starter ship at starter level, and I'll be able to, like, go, you know, take it from day one, Captain Day One, and be able to kind of do a walkthrough from a player with a little bit of experience in the game. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope this has given you some tips and tactics that you can use in your own matches to boost your win percentages a little bit. And leave a like, a comment, a subscription on the YouTube channel. The Facebook friend amount is astronomical already, and that's awesome. And I love all you guys so much, and I appreciate the support. And as always, good luck and fair seas, everybody.